All right, welcome out, Pirate fans, to another episode of the Pirates Cove podcast. I'm your host, Gabriel Trevino. I've got half of my crew. I've got the coach, Steve Cantu. Coach, how you doing?
Hey, blessed, brother. I'm happy to be here.
And of course, I got the Z-Man, Johnny Zavala. How you doing, Z-Man?
Doing good.
All right, we're gonna do something a little different. You know, we've got at 7:00 or so, we're gonna be bringing in one of our middle football coaches from our junior high, Coach Joey Jasso. We'll be talking to him here about 7:15. But we wanted to do something a little different. We wanted to bring some of our lady athletes, our Rockport-Fulton Pirate lady athletes, to our from our volleyball squad, and one is from our powerlifting. And these ladies have done something this year and last year that man, it's been awesome. And we're gonna go to our volleyball ladies first. We've got Payton Martinez. She's on our varsity volleyball team. Payton, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
And then we've got Kaylee Howe. She's also on our varsity volleyball team. Kaylee, how you doing?
Doing great.
So, of course, we've had both of them on our podcast before, and they were honored this past Friday. And we're going to talk a little bit about their accomplishments. Payton had 500 digs, and we just found out that it's this season, which I think is awesome. And Kaylee has 200 kills, and the season isn't even over. So we're going to talk to them about their accomplishments, and the guys got some questions. And then Valeria Ramirez is in our powerlifting team. Valeria, how you doing? Or Val, how you doing?
Doing great.
And last school year, she went to state and she's a champ. And she was honored this past Friday at our football game here at home for her accomplishments. And we definitely want to be able to talk to her. We got some questions for her. And we want the ladies to talk a little bit about their accomplishments and how they feel. And so I'm going to pass it over to the Z-Man, and he's got questions for the ladies. Z-Man.
Wow. Welcome aboard. Thank you for joining us. Hey, speaking of powerlifting, this is, not many people go out for it, this and that. What got you into powerlifting?
Well, it was the start of my freshman year, and I'd kind of just thought, lifting is something that I've always enjoyed, something that I was always passionate about. And I really didn't know much about powerlifting, but I knew I wanted to give it a shot. And I had my older brother who had already been powerlifting for about a year. So I thought it'd be fun to be able to be in a sport with him and kind of try something new.
So nice. Before the season last year, before all the meets, did you think you had a chance of winning the state title?
Honestly, it really didn't cross my mind all that much. I really didn't think I would be able to get that far. So I was really just hoping for the best and just working as hard as I possibly could.
Awesome. Nice. I like the little wording that Mr. McClester said during the football game. Coach Cyber would sure love you on that football. I thought that was kind of funny myself. But, hey, Payton. What made you come out for volleyball?
It was really my parents. My parents always pushed me in sports, like trying out for the softball team, trying out for the volleyball, basketball, anything when I was little, like in middle school. And once they put me in it, I've really loved the sport.
Nice. Well, since we got you on board for this, I might as well ask you, what does the 500 digs mean to you?
It was really special. Like I said, I've never done that before. And it was just like a super surprise. Everyone's been working so hard on the team, and it's just been really meaningful for that to happen.
All right. Well, were you aware of the 500 digs milestone happening this year? When and how were you informed about this?
I had no idea that was happening. After our win against Sinton, the cheerleaders had these huge posters, and it said 500 digs in case was 200 digs, and it was just a total surprise. It was awesome.
Nice. Going on this, I'm just going to throw this out there. Is it possible for you to have 800 digs by the end of the season?
I would really hope that would be awesome. The way we're working in practice and everything, the whole team's just coming together. We're doing really great, and as long as we can push through playoffs, I think that could be possible.
So explain to all of us, what is a dig?
A dig, okay, so like the other team's on offense, so they're hitting, and it's just using the platform and getting the ball up and where the setter can be able to set to our hitters.
You do that pretty good. You wouldn't be a bad catcher on the varsity squad, by the way, for that. Kaylee, what does a 200 kills mean to you?
Well, first of all, it was a shock. It was really exciting, but it really just means that I am getting myself to where I want it to be, and the hard work has finally started to pay off, and just that I was able to accomplish something that I didn't really even know existed, and it made me feel a little bit better in knowing, just like what I said earlier, that my hard work is paying off. That's really what it means to me.
Mm-hmm.
So you found out, like, Payton during the game that was a thing?
Yeah, actually, we were about to walk away and like get ready for the football game and watch our JV and everything. And I saw Coach Clark looked over to Coach Jeffrey and was like, "The banners," and we were like, "Huh?" And Coach Jeffrey was like, "Oh yeah, girls, turn around." And then the cheerleaders were like, banners. And we were like, "Oh, thanks."
Yeah,
that would be Coach Jeffrey saying it that way.
mm-hmm.
That's sweet. That's very surprising. I mean, that must have been, it really must have been something to both of y'all. So going on this, can we double the kills to 400 by the end of the season?
Oh, I really hope so. I mean, I think Payton and I can work together to get there. But like she said, our team is working so hard, and I think we have a very successful future in front of us. And since this has just been, it's right about at half a season. So going through the second round of district and then, getting into those playoff spots, I really think it's possible.
Exactly. I mean, that's the only way y'all two could get those milestones. The ones I mentioned is you have to get deep in the playoffs,
Mm-hmm.
So that's what everybody's expecting from y'all. So good luck to y'all.
Thank you.
That's all I got, Gabe.
Hey, welcome, ladies. I'm excited about today's podcast, all-girl panel, visitors panel, obviously, and I haven't been fortunate enough to have. Kaylee's been on a few times, but I wasn't able to get there. And then the guys, tell me how great of an interview you are, and I was like, man, I haven't had a chance to meet you. I said, now I've heard her.
Mm-hmm.
I said, I go to all the football games, and I'm like, I look over my shoulder, like, who is all that people over there? Who's got all that noise going on there? And then, so I had to ask, and I asked around. I was like, hey, who's that? Who's the loud one over there? I could hear her. That one game, I was on the other side of the field. I was doing chains, so I was on the visitor side, and I could hear you across the field. I think that's awesome. I love your energy and the support you bring to the football team.
That's the goal. Just to make sure.
Yeah. There you go. Hey, you're not having any problems at that. So welcome to the podcast. Congratulations on all three of your guys' accomplishments. And I'm like Johnny, I honestly thought these volleyball stats were career stats. And I was blown away by it being a career stat. I was like, cool, 500, 500 digs in a career. And I know, Kayla, are you a senior as well?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, it's like, wow, that's a lot. That's cool. And then so Payton comes on a little early, and we're talking like, oh no, coach, that's just a season. We just started back. I'm like, wow. So that's amazing. That's amazing what you guys are doing. In short amount of time that you guys have done it. I mean, like Coach Jeffrey said, hey, look out for us this year. We're getting everybody back. So he set the table for you guys. We did an interview for him. And by far, it's been my most favorite one. He's super energetic. I can tell why you girls rally around him and his coaching style. He makes it fun and exciting. And like I told him, bro, I'm ready to get on the court right now. Let's go. And I'll suit up for you. He brought that much energy. So I think that's awesome. And the accomplishments, the success that you guys are having this season is nothing short of amazing. You guys are on a 10-game winning streak. I know all those stats are special, but I know your guys' ultimate goal is team record, team wins, team this. So, but it is great. I mean, you guys are on a run, and you guys are, one of the biggest parts, reasons why you guys are having so much success and doing all these things with all your individual accomplishments. So, continued success. I'm super excited for the remainder of the year. I think you guys are going to make a deep run in the playoffs. And I'll follow up with some questions here in a second. I'm gonna go to Val before I start my interview. So, Val, during your state run, when you get to the tournament, where is it at? By the way, what was the host city? Where was the tournament held? The meet?
It was at the American Bank Center in Corpus Christi.
Okay, cool. Okay, so that's not bad. I mean, you didn't have to travel. I know some of those meets we had to drive to, and that's always a drag. So, man, that's a huge venue, huh? There's a lot of competitors there. I mean, how large was it? Yeah.
It was huge. There was the floor. It was almost like a football stadium, like maybe a college football stadium. So there was a bunch of seats, and then the floor was lower than all of the seats. So it was kind of like a miniature football stadium. There was so much room for a lot of competitors and a lot of visitors. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So during your meet, you're there, you show up. Are you sociable? Do you walk around? Do you meet other competitors? I mean, where is your mindset? What is your mindset when you're at a meet?
For the most part, I try to be kind, I'm sure you've seen, but if there's someone getting wrapped or something and there's not maybe a coach or a teammate there to hold their leg or help out, I try to help out. I try to be as kind as possible. But for the most part, when I'm in that mindset to lift, I try to just keep quiet and keep to myself to kind of focus on what I'm there for.
Yeah. I can see where I've been to a lot of these meets and I watch you guys walk around and everybody's zoned out. They have their headphones on and they're zoned out. I mean, powerlifting is it's a super mental. I mean, it's all physical, right? Muscles and muscle memory and all these things, but I mean, it's psychological. It's such a psychological sport, because you could honestly lift that weight, 10 times in a row, but if you walk up to it and you're not in it, and mentally, you'll miss it. So I understand the focus that it takes. Gosh, lost my way here. So, I mean, as a team, let's take it back a little bit. As an individual, how many individual medals did you win last season?
If I remember right, it's somewhere between maybe 6 to maybe 8.
Yeah.
They were all first place.
Yeah. I was telling Gabriel that it's like, bro, every meet I went to, I think she was winning. So, as a team, so because obviously, I mean, like I spoke to the girls about, I mean, the individual things there, but as a team, how many did y'all win as a team?
I think around 3.
Three meets. Yeah. And I remember I was there one time where both the boys and the girls won at the same time. And I think they said that hadn't happened in a while. So that's awesome. Yeah. I love going to powerlifting meets, man. It's really cool. So the last question I got for you is, so when did you hear about, or did you know that there was people working on getting you raising money or putting together some money to get you your state ring? Were you aware of that, or did they just spring it on you?
Actually, it had kind of been in like ongoing joke for a while between me and Coach Robbins, because it was kind of a thing. It's most powerlifters do it. If they win a championship, they try their best to get in touch with someone to get a ring. And so we had always joked about me being a champion and ending up getting one. So when it happened, we talked about it, but I didn't actually know it was a serious conversation. So eventually after the season, Miss Coach Robbins now, she kind of went up to me and she talked to me about how they were raising money. So it was a partial surprise. I didn't actually think I was going to get one.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome, man. I think that was great on behalf of Coach Robbins and all that chipped in and helped raise money for you to, to have that state ring. Because I mean, that's something that not many folks can say, state champions in anything. So I think it's awesome that, that we have those types of athletes here, and that's what this podcast is all about, is to shine light on those people that we don't get a whole lot of publicity down here in the coastal Bend area. And we don't have, we don't get those big draws to colleges, and, people aren't looking our way. But I think this podcast, what we want out of it is we want to bring that, we want to give that, platform to these girls so they could, showcase all their success and their awards, that they're all the accomplishments they've done throughout the season and stuff like that. So that's what we're here for. And that's what we promote, is Rockport athletes and girls and boys and all. So congratulations to all three of you guys. My ladies in volleyball, I wish you all success the rest of the season. And Val, powerlifting just around the corner. I'm excited. So awesome. All right, Gabe.
Yeah. So ladies, well, we're going to have all three of you guys back. We're hoping to have Kaylee and Payton back when they get into the playoffs. I know that we're expecting big things from you guys. We've been talking about it. I think Johnny and I don't know if Steve's going to go with us, but we're going to be at the Calhoun. We're going to travel with you guys. We're not with you guys, but we're going to be up there at the game to watch you guys. I think on Tuesday you're playing in Calhoun. I think we're scheduled to live stream that game from Port Lavaca for our fans that can't travel out there. It'll be a good one. This is the team I know we beat the first time around, so they're going to want to – you're probably going to get their best shot on Tuesday, but I think we're going to come out victorious. And I think we got a good shot of going undefeated in district. I expect that we'll be seeing you guys later on in the school year. And Payton, you play softball, so we'll have you back. Kaylee's got to jump right into basketball after volleyball, so we'll have Kaylee back. I know that the basketball girls, just like the volleyball, there's high expectations. That whole team is coming back from a playoff, 3-round playoff. So big things there. Our softball, 3 rounds. They're expected to be back in the playoffs. And then Val, you're coming back. I thought you were a senior, but it's great to know you're a junior and you're coming back. And like I said, Steve's going to be following the powerlifting real close. So we'll be bringing you back. And how sweet would it be, Val, to go back to back, right? And win another state title. I mean, that's awesome. And, we just wanted to bring you guys in. It was just going to be a short one just to congratulate you on your accomplishments and to let the community of Rockport know and the surrounding areas. We've got some great athletes, female athletes in Rockport. I mean, you ladies, just when I look at what we're going to do in powerlifting, what's coming back, basketball, softball, our soccer girls, it's just awesome. And the hard work is paying off for our girls. And it's just a great time to be a Rockport-Fulton Pirate. So thank you, ladies, for taking a little bit of your time. I'm going to upload this to GT Sports this afternoon, this tonight, probably around 9 or 10 when we finish our podcast. We usually finish it around 10. But Payton, thank you. Kaylee, thank you. And Val, thank you for coming on. We will talk to you guys later on, sometime maybe in the playoffs for volleyball, and Val for you during powerlifting. Have a great night, ladies, and thank you once again.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
So we're going to take a little break, and I'm going to text.
Payton, you got to press the button.
Oh, I'm sorry. Bye.
Bye, Payton. Have a good one. We had Coach Hassel. I didn't want him to get off, but I didn't want to interrupt.
He'll pop back. I'm sure he'll
pop back on. So we'll probably just stay on, guys. It would be the best thing, because if we come off, then we don't. Or do y'all want to take a little 5-minute break?
No, I mean, I don't want him to come back on and not see it. You know what I'm saying? Think that we dipped on him.
There he is.
There you go.
So we'll just go straight through it. That'd be great. So before, guys, I just want to say, great interview. I mean, these are three phenomenal athletes we just had on. Kaylee Howe, Payton Martinez, and Valeria Ramirez. I mean, the work that they put in. I know we'll be talking to them again during the school year because they play multiple sports. And then Val, of course, got an opportunity to get another state title. How sweet would that be? So we'll be talking to them. Yeah. But I got to tell you guys, the 500 digs and the 200 kills just in this season since they started, when school started, it's amazing. And that just kind of shows you the talent that we have here in Rockport and the hard work that these ladies put in. And not only them, but we always, we kind of forget about the coaches and the role that the coaches play in helping these ladies succeed. It's a lot of work that they put in. They see talent, and the girls got to, bring it. They got to be willing to stay late and come early. And these three ladies obviously do that, and look at the results. So it's great. It was great to have them to be able to share, and their accomplishments was great today. So as we move on, it's Wednesday, and we're on the Pirates Cove. Obviously, this is episode number 36, and kind of wanted to do a little bit different. We're going to talk to all our coaches, and the guest that we got coming on is another coach that we have here at Rockport-Fulton. He actually is the coordinator for our middle school. So it starts with him. He's got to prepare them to get them ready for high school. So I'd like to introduce Coach Joey Jasso. Coach Jasso, thank you for coming on the podcast. How you doing this evening?
I'm doing well. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So we wanted to bring you on as a, during the school year, especially with football. I know you do basketball and you do track, and I see you doing all kinds of stuff for our athletes here, but I know you do coach football. I think it's 8th grade A. And we wanted to bring you in and to talk a little bit and shed some light on our junior high program and what we're doing in football. And guys got some questions for you. So I'm going to send it over to the Z-Man, Johnny Zavala, and he's got a few questions for you, Coach.
All right.
Welcome aboard, Coach. Welcome aboard.
How you doing? Thank you for having me.
Good. Hey, we're going to go back a few years. What high school and college did you attend?
I attended Texas A&I, which was Texas A&I at the time, for 1 year. And then I went to transfer to Lamar University, where I was on the track team over there. And had to transfer because, believe it or not, at that time in the late 80s, we came back from the conference meet, and we were in the charter bus. It was like 4 a.m, and the coach woke us up and he said they're dropping the track program. And
wow.
didn't understand that at all, especially at 4 a.m. And then he said, but come Monday, we're going to have meetings. We have individual meetings with everybody, and everybody had a scholarship to go elsewhere. And that's how I ended up at Lamar. And I had a choice to go to Stephen F. Austin or Lamar University. And there was a lot of cats going to Stephen F. And I kind of wanted to go somewhere where nobody was going or knew who I was. And so I went to Lamar University blind and didn't visit it or anything, and had a great experience. And I'm from Sinton. My hometown is Sinton. I graduated, born and raised there, and that's where I'm from.
So were you for track in A&I?
I was. I ran track for 1 year there, and then 3 years at Lamar.
Okay.
I was a sprinter there and a pole vaulter.
Was that the year when the football was A&I, and was that when Johnny Bailey was there?
You bet. Johnny Bailey and Heath Sherman and that crew.
That was a hell of a team.
Yep, Heath Sherman and I were on the track team there, and they were something else, man. If you were lucky enough to watch them.
Our junior high coach took us to a game.
Yes.
A&I game over there to watch Johnny Bailey.
We were very fortunate, or I was very fortunate to be there at that time to watch that. And, they were good.
So, where am I at? The league they got going on here in Rockport, what's your thoughts about the league here in town?
The Youth Football League?
The Youth Football League, yes.
Oh, I'll tell you what, first off, I was glad to hear that you guys stopped playing the interleague because, you know, I have after I have those sixth graders. So when y'all weren't playing interleague and they were coming to our sixth grade pre-athletics, you know, you kind of, after they played on Saturday, they would bicker. Even in baseball, they would bicker with each other and stuff. And you know, I had to teach them that we all bleed green and gold underneath that jersey. It don't matter what team you're on, but when you're in pre-athletics and you're under my time, we are Pirates. And so I was so happy to hear that the interleague y'all started playing out. And so that was a good thing. And the other thing, this year with this year's group, I was told that if they got in trouble in school, they actually did y'all had some consequences, or they did consequences during practice. And that's another thing that I was happy about, because when my youngest only played 1 year youth league way back, and you know, I tell that story to these kids. I said, you know, if my kid got in trouble in school or was misbehaving, I didn't allow him to play on Saturday. So I was glad to hear that they were doing some consequences for their behavior, or if anybody got in trouble. You know, they're kids, but you got to teach them. You know, you got to teach them now. That way they'll be successful later on as far as the classroom is concerned, and being respectful. So I was glad to hear that.
Makes your job a little easier.
It makes it a whole lot easier. You know, it's not easy, you know, here at the middle school and those kids, but you know, I love this age group. This age group is awesome. And I love that they're excited. They're excited about sports. Parents are excited. You know, they wait a long time for these kids to play an organized here at the junior high. And I just love this age group, and most of all, how excited they get. Mm-hmm. So anyway, I was glad to hear that about the youth league. Y'all are doing a great job. So those are the things that I like.
So how many kids came out for football this year? 7th and 8th grade.
You know, the numbers, they've been getting smaller and smaller. And part of that was, you know, Hurricane Harvey, a lot of kids moved away. We had about 47, I believe, if I remember correctly. We had about 47 7th graders and about 43 8th graders. And most of them are still hanging on. But I think that's the number right around there, about 47. And that's really low compared to what we've had in years.
That is pretty low, yeah.
It's real low. I mean, we've had, I remember way back, you know, we've had like 80 7th graders and 90 and 60 8th graders. And so, you know, the numbers are low, but they're good kids. You know, it's all right.
As long as they're still hanging in there, man.
They're still hanging in there. And I tell you what, they come in and battle every day. They come in and battle every day, and they work hard. You know, that's what we do. That's what the middle school, that's what we do at the middle school. We train them up. That way, when they get to high school, hopefully they take some of that with them. And, you know, we instill that good work ethic. We try to do that. And self-discipline is number one with me. We got to do those little things right. And the kids know it. They understand what I want. And so self-discipline is number one. And I make sure that they understand that.
Hey, they're definitely, I can guarantee you they'll definitely remember it. I still remember my junior high days. Yeah. You know, we went undefeated in that back then in the district when it was Callan, DP, Beeville, Flower Bluff, you know. But then we lose against Robstown. But you know.
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure. I'm gonna make sure that their junior high experience is going to be their best experience. You know, my job is to make sure that those kids go across that stadium and send as many numbers to the high school so we can have depth. And so my job is to send as many kids over there to Coach Seibert, and so we can have a lot of kids in the program. It's better for the kids. We got to keep them busy, as you know. They easily get, you know, unfocused and there's lots of other distractions. So, you know, that's what I do. I just try to make their middle school year their best experience. That way they can stay in the program and be successful when they get to the high school.
Well, obviously you're doing a good job, Coach.
Well, I
Thank you for.
appreciate it. I appreciate it. You know, it's stuff like this that I'm glad you guys do it, because I've got some good coaches down here. They're disciplinarians, and they do a great job, and they help me out a lot. And so, but is it tough at the middle school? You bet. But we love what we do, and that's why we're here. Anyway, we love this level, and like I said, I want to make sure that I want to let y'all know that we do have some good coaches here that help me out. So it's just not me. They do a great job.
That's all I got, Gabe.
Hey, Coach, before I send it over to Coach Steve, Coach Jasso, can you name some of the coaches you have down there that's helping you out there during football?
Okay, so I have Coach Vincent Flores. He's been here. This is probably his third go around, and so he may have coached maybe one of you guys. I don't know, but no, I think maybe you guys were older. But I got Coach Flores, and I've got Coach Tidwell, which is Coach Flores is my 7th grade coach. He takes care of the 7th grade, and I've got Coach Tidwell, who we're very fortunate to have, because he was at his previous school, he was the varsity offensive line coach. So it's real nice to have an offensive line coach with that much knowledge down here at the middle school. And, you know, we talk football all day, and you know, so we're very fortunate to have that. And then we have Coach Bates. As you know, he's our head basketball coach, and he's very knowledgeable. He's our defensive secondary coach. So he's very knowledgeable there, and he's just a good coach, and does well. And then we have a couple of new ones that just came in this year. Coach Ware, it's actually his first year coaching. And then we have Coach Beck. He's also a young coach that previously he was at a middle school in Corpus, but he's a young coach too, and he does well also.
Oh, that's great. And I'm going to pass it over. I'm going to step out and get something to drink in just a minute, Coach, but I'm going to pass it over to you. I know you got some questions for Coach Jasso. Yeah. Hey, guys, we're getting some feedback. I'm not sure where it's coming from. So we got anything in the background, and we can turn it down, because it's, I know I'm hearing it while Coach Jasso is talking. Not sure where it's coming from. But I know Coach Steve's got some questions for you, Coach Jasso, and I'll be back here in just a minute.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Coach.
Welcome, Coach Jasso. Welcome
yes,
to our podcast, man. It's exciting to sit here and listen to the passion that you have for our for the program down there in the junior high level. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, Coach? I can.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, no, it's awesome to hear that. I got a few questions for you here. Let's see. Okay, so how many years have you been down in the coaching at the junior high level?
Well, I can start by telling you that I'm on my 27th year with the district now. Okay. And as far as the middle school, I've been coaching here since 2003. Now, for about 13 years, when I came onto the boys side, because believe it or not, I started off in the girls program, coaching volleyball. And my daughter was down here, so I've been on both sides of it. And so then Coach Conway, if you remember Coach Conway, he was here for many years. I coached with Coach Conway for about 13 years. It was me and him for about 13 years. I learned a lot from him. And then Coach Conway moved on to coach in Ingleside, moved on because his son was going over there. Coach Seibert asked me if I could take over as the coordinator, and I said, definitely. And so that's been about, as far as the coordinator position, it's been about 5 years.
Okay.
Yeah, that was it. It was Coach Conway for many years.
Yeah.
And then when he left, I took over, and that's
yeah. So you mentioned earlier about your love at this age level, this early developmental stage of an athlete's career, to have a coach like you that's so passionate about what you do. I think it's awesome. Like you said, you set the table for for them to transition over to high school. And, it's very important. Like you said, it's very important that they have a good experience, at junior high. I'm sorry, my dogs are finna get real loud right now.
That's okay.
Yeah, I apologize, man. They get loud when somebody drives by. I mean, do you feel that that's always been your calling? That like right where you're at, you know what I'm saying? Because obviously, I think a guy with your passion for coaching and bringing kids along could have probably moved on and gone higher or done other things. So talk to me a little bit about what keeps you there. What keeps you there at the junior high level?
Well, let's talk about why I'm even. First off, I was inspired by my high school coaches, just like everybody else, and I am from Sinton, and there was my freshman, sophomore year, there was a coach named Mike Crow. And then my junior, senior, really when Gene Kasprick, he was my high school secondary coach. He was a baseball coach over there. I think y'all may know, y'all are baseball people, but he really inspired me. I mean, he was young at that time, and I just knew that he loved. You could just tell, when somebody loves their job, and I kind of I watched him, and he really inspired me, and that's when as far as my calling, I always knew I wanted to coach because of him, and this level. When I was fortunate enough to come on here, this level. It's where I know where I want to be. Number one, I love being their first junior high coach. I love being their first athletic experience, teaching fundamentals, teaching them how to compete, teaching them how to act, teaching them just the work ethic. And I love that part of it. I love that process. And I love the excitement, how anything, their first game, their first practice, they get excited, and I just knew that this is my level. I did 1 year at the varsity here, coached the outside backers, and that was great. I coached my son. The coach at that time allowed me to coach my son, and then when the new coach came in, I came right back. I asked him, you know what, you can bring your people in, and I'd love to go back down to the middle school. And so I know this is at this level is where I belong. I do varsity track. I'm the pole vault coach, but everything else I do middle school football and middle school basketball. And I don't know, is middle school my calling? I don't know. I can probably do both levels, I'm sure, but I just like the way the kids get excited and being their first coach and to teach them, because at this level, hey, I raised 3 kids, and at this level they think they know it all, and you got to bring them back down. You got to bring them back down and show them that no, you don't know, you don't really know, and so really, it really helps being a dad. I believe that, just like being a coach, I believe that you're a better coach if you've actually played that sport. And I know great coaches that never coached their sport that they're coaching, never played their sport. But just like being a dad, I believe dads make better coaches. And since I've raised all my kids, I treat these kids exactly. I don't treat them any different. And I let them know I'm not gonna, this is what I did with my kid when he was here. And this is what I'm going to do. This is the way it's going to be. I'm not going to treat you any different. And the kids know. The kids know. And kids really want direction. They want structure and they want direction. And that's what they want. As much as they think that they don't, or they don't want people telling them what to do, they really do. They want direction and they want structure. And that's what I try to bring to my class as far as PE or pre-athletics. My procedures are going to be put in first, number one. And and we don't go on to any kind of athletic stuff until my procedures are in and they're followed to the T, so, anyway,
Yeah.
Is it my calling to be at the middle school? Sure it is.
Yeah.
I would agree with that.
Well, you know what, Coach, I mean, and I know this is probably going to, bug you to hear, but you truly are inspiring. Like I said, the dedication that you have to your program and the energy that you show and the enthusiasm you come to work with every day, it's truly inspiring. What could you offer advice? Like I myself, like I've coached youth football. This is my first year that I haven't coached football. I took the time off. I wanted to do a little softball stuff, but that hasn't worked out just yet. But I coached youth football here for 13 years. And I have a senior in high school. So my last kid's been to check out of the house. So me and my wife had been talking about going back to school and what would I do. And I think that's what I want to do. I think I want to continue on this path that I've been on, coaching youth football or moving on. So I signed up for class. So I start class here in a couple of weeks. I'm going to start, starting classes to get my degree so I can, go to school and do that stuff. So, I mean, I don't want to hit you up with the advice. I think that's a bit,
that's all right. I don't mind. I don't mind at all.
Don't mind that?
No.
So, I mean, like I said, I mean,
you might
I
hear
feel that
you might hear the truth.
Yeah. Well, I feel that, like I've said, I've been in the youth level. I truly do, and not just football. I coach softball. I've coached basketball. I've coached every sport here in town that they have to offer. So, and then Gabriel kind of said that you're going to do, that's your thing. You like it, you get into it. So I truly feel that it was a calling, what I'm saying, that something brought me to Rockport and then introduced me to youth sports because, Houston, where I moved from, I had never been involved in anything, any youth organized sport, coach, player, or anything. So it wasn't until I moved to Rockport that sports in general kind of opened my eyes. My son started going to school here. He played football. He actually played for you. Chino Cantu is my son.
Yes.
So sports kind of saved me and my family. So, once I made up my mind, I said, man, that's just what I want to do. I want to give back to the town that gave me, that saved me. So, I've signed up for youth football and baseball, youth sports every time I get a chance. But I feel that like you, what I'm saying, that this may be it for me. This is what the direction I feel like I'm being pushed into. So, you're very inspiring. That's why I called you. That's why I said that. But it's like, I truly find you inspiring, the love and dedication that you could see, off the screen that you have for what you do. So, and I feel the same way. So, maybe you make some room for me down there.
Hey, well, let me tell you, I can tell you that it's never too late. And I believe that, like, let me tell you what I do believe wholeheartedly. I believe that any young coach, that's coming out of college, I believe that they need to start at the middle school. Mm-hmm. I know they a lot of aspirations of being a high school coach and all that, but I believe that every young coach needs to start at the middle school and get that middle school experience, because it's different. And if you start at the middle school, you go through all the stuff that comes with it. Mm-hmm. And you become a better coach, honestly. And so as far as you and wanting to, hell, it's never too late. Let's go.
Yeah.
But you just if that's what you want to do, then do it. And really, kids just need they don't care what you know. They just want to know that you care. Yeah. That's really it. And it's not It's as easy as that. And the kids, believe it or not, the more I yell at them, the more they want to be around me. I don't know, but they know that I care, and it's just easy as that. And shoot, when you're ready, let's go.
Awesome. I appreciate it.
We'll do that. As much as I don't have a lot of power, but I got a big mouth.
I appreciate it, Coach, man. Thanks again.
You know what? And your passion, you're the same. You've got that same passion, and you've got a lot. You've got experience. You're working with even the 4th, 5th, 6th, or whatever level you're on, and that you've been doing. So you've got the experience. It's just a matter of, if you're going to do it, do it. We're not getting any younger.
I heard that. Yeah. 49 next month. No. 49 in a while. I got a few months to go, but getting up there.
I'm 53 years old, and I can't believe that I'm 53, but boy, I tell you what, But anyway, just I think you need to go for it. You definitely have made the foundation for yourself, and especially for the youth, and you got that experience, and you know how kids think, it's
they're
very vulnerable. Some of them are vulnerable mentally, and we try to make them mentally tough here, and it's tough love is what it is. So, but just good luck to you, and you can go for it.
There you go. I appreciate it, Coach.
Yeah.
I thank you. Thank you again for your time, Coach. I appreciate you. Gabriel?
Coach, can you talk to us a little bit about what's going on with our 7th and 8th grade? I know that you and I talked after the game on Friday. Are they playing every Tuesday? What's the record? How are they doing so far in this season?
Our 7th grade right now, they're 1-2. And they didn't have a game. They were open this week. I tried to find them a game. It's real right now in our little co-op. Just like our numbers are down for all the other schools also. And our 7th grade was open. Our 8th grade is 2-1 right now. We actually have a game tomorrow. I found this game early on. We're going to go play at John Paul Stadium. And we're going to play Bishop Garriga. And I found that game early on because this week we were both open, and I wanted to make sure the 8th grade at least, I wanted to have both, but I just couldn't. It didn't work out with the 7th grade. And actually our 7th grade B team, Coach Flores took them to go play West Oso last night, and they actually came home with a victory. They won 24-0. And those kids were so excited. Man, that's what I'm talking about. It's like that's what I love about this age. I mean, it was a little 7th grade B team, and those kids were pumped to go play, and they went over there and put it to them 24-0, and they were excited this morning. And so anyway, we're doing good there. And like I said, they're 1-2, and 8th grade is 2-1, and we have a game tomorrow with the 8th grade.
Sounds good, Coach.
And we're playing on Thursday just for the simple fact that we didn't have a game. It is usually on Tuesdays, but we found this game, and Bishop plays on Thursday. So we went ahead and scheduled that one. So that's why we're playing on Thursday.
And Coach, I'd like to ask you if you could just talk about a little bit of the players. What are some of the players in your mind that, that are doing really good that, you think coming up in high school, man, they might, be up in that JV level? Some of the players that are really excelling right now this year.
Well, we have, as far as in the 8th grade, we got some good kids, a good nucleus of kids coming up that are going to be program kids, if you will. We've got our quarterback, Jackson Cowan. And I'm sure you guys probably have coached some of these kids, but we've got our quarterback, Jackson Cowan. He's going to be a good one for Rockport. Ethan McClellan, he's our fullback, big kid, big, strong kid. And then we have our halfback who is about, I believe he's just getting taller, but his name, Caleb Wilshire. And I'm not sure if he's going to end up being a halfback anymore. I think he might end up being a tight end when he gets to high school, because he's just
outgrowing it.
He's just getting, he's getting big, but we've got, and our linemen we've got some good linemen. Cash, Zach Busack, he's our center. He's a coach's kid. Coach Busack coaches at the high school. We've got those kids that are program kids like that. They're going to be, the nucleus of it is going to be real good. You know, we always send a good group of kids up there, and Coach Cyber's doing a great job of keeping them in the program and coaching them up. And but we've got another good group that's going to mix in with those guys, those freshmen, sophomores, when they get up to JV. So you know, I'm pretty pumped about that.
Yeah, Coach, and I got to tell you, we're paying attention to our youth this year, and I'm hearing some good things about these seniors and juniors going into your program next year. I'm hearing they're doing pretty good. I hear there's a lot of talent in that youth. So some of those sixth graders will be jumping into seventh grade, and things I'm hearing are that they're really good athletes. Some of them have been in youth since they were little. So that's exciting to hear. And that's what we want to do on the Pirates Cove, is not just talk about our varsity, but, you know, we want to talk about what's going on in the middle school, you know, with our athletes, because, you know, they're going to be up there in a few years playing on Friday night, right? So what are they doing now? How hard are they working out? Bring some attention to our middle school and let the community know how hard they're working. Come on out and support them on Tuesdays. You know, and then our youth, you know, they're going to be down here on Saturday all day. So we plan to be out there watching them. You know, we've already talked to the president of our youth league, and he's talked about how excited he is with the numbers, coaches that he has. And, you know, we post up on our social media what they're doing. So we want the community to get excited about it all. You know, look at what these guys are doing. They're starting at a young age, and the volunteer coaches at the youth and what they're doing. And then, of course, with our middle school, because that's where it starts. And what you've done the last couple of years, Coach Jasso, and you had my boy in the program, when they get up to that high school level, they're ready to go. I mean, I know that, you know, when my boy was up there, you know, a lot of those sophomores were on that line when they were in 10th grade, and they were ready to go, Coach. I mean, you know, I saw maybe 4 sophomores, the coach Seibert had started, and those boys were ready. You know, they got into the playoffs. They had 3 years, and that's a credit to the middle school and the youth and what they're learning at that level, getting into middle school. When you're a sophomore and you can put 3 or 4 people to play on Friday nights and they're ready to go, it says a lot about what Coach Jasso and his team is doing down here at the middle school. So we're lucky to have you, and it's showing, Coach, when he gets up there, and what Coach Seibert and his guys are doing. Our football program has been good for the last 7 years. And it wasn't always like that. You know, Johnny and I were here. We used to get beat a lot, Coach. I mean, a lot of that came in the hands of the Sitting Pirates and the Gregory Portland Wildcats. So it's good to have some of those guys come to Rockport and let us now go down there and beat some of those teams. So it's just great to have you, Coach, here. And just wanted to shed some light on your program, the boys, and just to tell you what a great job you're doing. And we appreciate everything you do for our kids. Before we let you go, Coach, we give you the last word. Anything you want to add before we call it a night?
No, just I appreciate you having me on and letting me talk about our middle school program. It is important. And, you know, a lot of people, you know, they just say, well, it's just middle school sports, and they're just, well, he's a middle school coach or whatever. But everybody needs to know that we're busting it down here, trying to make a program, and to be in Rockport has been good to me. At the same time, I've been loyal to Rockport, and so I just appreciate you guys bringing us on and letting me share what's going on down here, because like I said, we're putting in the work. The kids are putting in the work, and sometimes we're going to win, sometimes we're going to lose, but we're going to do it the right way, and that's just the way it's going to be. There's a way we do a lot of things, and from walking in a straight line to just work ethic and everything. And I appreciate you guys doing this. It's good for the kids. I'm sure the kids love it when you guys bring them on. But anyway, it's just all about getting these kids to love what they do and love their sport. If they love their sport, they're going to put in the work on their off time. That's what I preach all the time. If you want to get better and you want to play at the next level, you got to put in that extra work on your own. You can't wait for me, or you can't wait for my pre-athletic class to come on. You got to do it on your own. It's got to be in you, and I preach that. So, but I appreciate you guys, and that's it. Just appreciate it.
And Coach, like I said, I liked it. You know, you're talking about discipline, and that's what you need. If you don't have discipline, you're going nowhere. Doesn't really matter how athletic you are.
The kids know, and all the way up, they'll tell you. You can ask anybody at the high school, because obviously I've had every one of them, and you know, I feel like I can say it. Well, here in Rockport-Fulton, we don't win without discipline, and that's it. We don't have that 4-4, 4-3 running back. We don't have that 6'4", 6'5" lineman or whatever. So we've got to be disciplined. We've got to be focused. And because we don't have that type of athlete, but we've got athletes that get after it, and as long as we have discipline, and we win games with discipline, and they have to be, because you know that's just what I preach, that's what I believe in, and that's what I teach down here, and hopefully they can just take a little bit of me, take it to the high school, and you know.
Well, Coach,
and I talk to them all the time. They talk to me, and they say, "Man, I miss the middle school," and blah blah blah. And I say, you know, I just try to give them the best experience, and that way they can stay in the program. And we have a wall of Echo Wall of Fame in our Echo weight room, and I love it when the kids come down and look at their little pictures. They can't believe how small they were, but it's good when they come down and they're like, man, I was so little. And you know, these kids grow up. They grow up, and I just love to see that. I see that year after year, and how they go from this to that, and I just love that process. I just love that part of it.
You're doing an awesome job, Coach, and Rockport-Fulton is lucky to have Coach Jasso.
Well, I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
And we'll be talking to you again when it comes to basketball. And of course, we'll be covering track. So we know you're up there with the varsity. So we'll be definitely talking to you. Coach, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for taking some time. Good luck the rest of the way. And we'll definitely be calling you back. Talk to you again.
You bet. Thank you.
Thank you,
Coach. Good night, Coach.
Good night.
And that was Coach Joey Jasso. He's our head man at our middle school. And I got to tell you, Johnny, Steve, I mean, it's been good. I mean, we've been seeing the last 7 years, you know, our football team being in the playoffs. And Coach has done a great job, Coach Jasso. And he coached my boy, he coached Steve's boy, I think, too. Mm-hmm. And, yep. You know, the boys are ready. When he talks about discipline, he ain't joking. You know, you're going to come down here, and these boys are ready. So I think where we're at now, it seems like we're in a good place with our youth, our middle school, and our varsity. And we're seeing, not just in football, but look, we had the volleyball girls on earlier, and look where they're at. You know, hopefully they'll be able to bring that district title home back to Rockport. And then you know, Johnny and I and Steve, we saw what our softball program did last year. They'll be good again this year. Our baseball team, very young, and it's going to be real exciting. Half of those, just about all those boys are coming back from last year's playoff team. Our soccer girls, soccer boys, powerlifting. We talked to one of our state champ today. So just a great time to be a Pirate, guys. Let's take a little break. Hopefully Tony will be ready to come on. About a 5-10 minute break. We'll come back on. And then, of course, we'll preview and break down the Rockport-Fulton Pirates football and volleyball team. So in about 5 or 10, we'll be back, guys.
All right, then.